What's going on, YouTube? I hope your weekend was good. I can't say my weekend was fantastic, great. It was more along the lines of holy hell. And I use it very loosely because the Trailblazer had one hiccup. The bracket they give you, they had two tabs on either side. You have to break one tab off, then set your cylinder in. Brake pedals are kind of vibrating in the front. I will look at it a little more. I'm not looking into it too much because, yeah. Right now I'm down to one vehicle because on the Silverado, as you saw, there are a lot of updates. A lot of that is because it's an older vehicle. They're both older vehicles. The Trailblazer, I would say by 2013, maybe 2012. Even then, it didn't get really driven that much. The Trailblazer was driven very occasionally. It was driven mainly on the weekends. My mom, when she was alive, bless her soul, bought that vehicle. And she only really driven it during the weekend. And Monday through Friday, she took the bus to work. And so it doesn't have that much road salt, believe it or not. Now, you get a hold of that Silverado. Now, the Silverado is from New York. It came to Wisconsin somehow. I don't know how. Bless that soul, that dang thing. She's been through a lot. I mean, hell, I've almost lost I've almost lost a rear tire blowout, nasty style. The little tread separated from the main rubber. So the two rear tires got replaced. Like I said, it's a rusty vehicle. I mean, it's got a lot of salt eating at it. That vehicle, boy. Right now, it's not drivable. I'll explain that. As you saw in a couple updates, the front calipers came off nice. The front caliper bracket was another story. Driver's side came off, but I chewed out the caliper bolts, the bracket bolts. They literally round off the heads. The passenger side was, whoa, that was a nightmare from Hades. That thing got, let's just say, used red Loctite, not on that. They used red Loctite. And when they used red Loctite, it basically seized my bolts, basically mount my caliper bracket permanently to the wheel hub assembly. And let me just say, taking two Sawzall blades, cutting that off, and then going to a big store box for auto parts, and I'm not going to name which one in particular and what city. You give them the caliber bracket, and you're like, hey, I need a replacement for this. You brought the actual caliber bracket up there. They look at it, they give you one for a 2007 newer edition, not the classic. I knew they fricked up. I looked at the rubber, or the rubber grommets that hold your guide pins in. Those were wrong. I went down to another big box store in another city, and the guy just looked at me like, what the heck are they smoking? Long story short, I got the caliber fixed. The front brakes are replaced. The rotors are done. The pads are done. I gotta get the calipers and the hose lines done. Let's get into the back end of the Trailblazers. You saw the drum brakes on both sides are done. Wheel cylinders are done, which needed to be done. They were starting to rust out. Now, hey, anybody up north knows, yeah, it wasn't gonna go right. I have to wait 4 to 5 days for a brake line that goes from drum to drum. I have a new center line brake line that goes from the center of the axle up over to the driver's side. I gotta loosen the new brake line that comes into the old. I'm hoping I can break it without breaking the new line. If I break the new line, I gotta replace the new line. I'm hoping and praying I don't. The center line will be replaced. The brake axle brake line will be replaced. It is not that big of a deal, but it's a big headache because the brake line I'm going to have to cut and flare to meet the new cylinder, the new center line. small setback. But like I said, my weekend was not too bad. Vehicles are old. This will help make the brake cylinders or the brake system improve a lot because there's not too many old parts on the brake line. There's only on the Silverado 2 front calipers, 2 hose lines. That's it. The old booster, the old master cylinder. Otherwise than that, the brake lines are pretty much done. But like I said, I'm waiting 4 to 5 days for that brake line. I will be looking at the Trailblazer, trying to figure out what's going on with that. They might also need front calipers, or they might need rear calipers. I'm thinking they're going to need front calipers because of the rust again, but we won't know. But that's the updates on the vehicles. I have hopefully 2 parts coming in within these next 2 weeks for the computer build, which is still right there as you've just seen. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. There's still waiting on a back order for the power supply. Graphics card is one. OEM Microsoft Windows is another. A monitor, keyboard, and mouse, and a cable. Once all that's in, that build will be happening soon. I didn't have a chance this weekend to pull out more blue boxes or any of my trains to kind of look and see what else I can kind of give you a little more taste. I did give you more taste of a vehicle, trying to show you. It's fun working on vehicles that are rusty. Not, but both vehicles are going to need shocks, but that's another story. But that's just a quick little update of how my weekend went. Like I said, it was frustrating. That rear drum assembly was just a bear to deal with, but comment below. I will look at the comments and see what you guys have done this week. What vehicles are you working on? What model trains you're working on? What home improvement project? Like I said, if you like what you see, what content you see here, I know you guys like more model trains. I don't know if you guys like the vehicle updates. Hey, I told you it's my channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of weird things. But I'm rambling on. It's 7 minutes. You guys don't watch this whole thing for 7 minutes. If you do make it to the end, comment below. Also, you have a good one, YouTube. Later.